Do you want cheap, fast, and reliable coins that I myself have used? Well, look no further than my friends at buymmog.com. They have amazing games and amazing offers such as Madden, NFL 24, FIFA 23, NBA 2K23, and if you go over to categories, they're even getting ready for EAFC 24 and NBA 2K24. So let's say you want to buy some coins. You go to FIFA 23, you click coins, you go to your console of choice. I myself have added 1 million coins to my checkout. And when we put in code TEEKO, you save 10% at checkout. 1 million coins for $12. That is a bargain. Shout out to my friends at buymmog.com for sponsoring this video.
Greetings, Padawans, and welcome to the archives. Here to unlock this holocron, here's the man of the hour, Jedi Master, AlsoTeeko.
And don't forget about Judah, Fred, and everyone's favorite rebel,
MJ.
Right.
Wait. Can I pan the camera down?
Why does that look like a moo bro? That John looks like a moo.
Pan. What does that even do?
You might have to do it yourself.
Oh, fuck.
There we go. Perfect.
Grilling is chilling.
It's just hitting the Mbappe the whole time.
Dog, I do that every time I score with him. I'll do the fucking salute.
All right. Ready when you are, MJ.
What up, guys? We here with the boys. It's another night. I'm a Jawa. We don't got the juice, but I got the boys.
We ain't got the juice, but we got the jute out here today. Back on the block for the Archives podcast. Joined again by our boy MJ, Fred, and of course, ain't nobody cuter than the Judah.
It's me.
And today we got episode 5.
Woo.
Episode 5 of the Archives coming at you guys with our reactions to the Ahsoka Show, talking about episode 5 Empire Strikes Back, talking about some theories as per usual, and of course we are debuting a new segment. We're running a little trivia show where I will be asking these goobers questions about Star Wars, and then of course we have your guys's questions that you've sent in our Galactic dispatches. Again, if you'd like to send some in, hit us in the comments, hit us on Twitter at Star Wars TAP to get them included. With all that being said, I'd love to know what you guys' thoughts were on the Ahsoka show, because we didn't really deliberate post show, but mighty golly, what a show it was. How did you feel about it, MJ? Because we didn't watch it with you.
No, so I am still uncertain if all release times are going to be the same, and if so, that means no watch parties on my side, but I will get to watch them with Miss MJ because it is at a decent time. But it was a roller coaster of emotions, honestly. I had my pros and cons, I'd say, reactions wise.
What was one of the cons?
Everything was predictable.
Yeah, I felt that as well, slightly.
You don't like watching shows with me, man. I predict everything.
Yeah,
And the gut stabbing, like that. R.I.P. Qui-Gon, man. He's the only one that actually got the full potential of what a lightsaber feels like, because he's dead.
Hey, to be fair to that one though, Qui-Gon got messed up, you know.
True.
Got stabbed down the middle.
Yeah, we also got to talk locations, you know, because if I'm getting stabbed right here, I'm wearing that shit, you know, I'm wearing it. But if I'm getting stabbed down the middle, through the
That's your spine.
through the spine, And Darth Maul, he was holding that thing in there for some time too, you know.
Yeah, it's Jover at that point.
He was holding that bad boy in there.
Didn't he care?
He also, like, there was also a lot of time between when Qui-Gon died and Obi-Wan killing Maul. Like, there was at least 12, 15 minutes. So he's just sitting there.
A good fight.
Yeah, so every other sequence, we're not going to talk about Reva, okay? We're not going to talk about Reva because that bitch is on God mode. But every other time that we've seen a gut stabbing, they've kind of had either help instantly or they've been rushed to a med station. So I get it, but at the same time, I would have liked to have seen just like a missing limb, because you can replace a missing limb, but they just have this stabbing asphyxiation, and I don't know why. Someone's got to be
somebody in half at that point.
At that point, you know.
If I'm not putting my lightsaber in somebody, bro, you know, it just ain't the same.
That's how it feels, man. Like, we've seen 3 people get stabbed now, and they've all lived. GI, and I get GI because he has 2 stomachs. He got stabbed in one of them. But Reva lived because she was on God mode.
Yeah,
And
no,
then-
4 people have been like stabbed. No, 5, 4 to 5, and have lived. It's really unfortunate, but I want to get to my favorite reaction, definitely, of the show.
For sure.
So at me and my most hype moments with this show was the music, the score, straight amazing feels. Like, it was just happiness, magical. The Star Wars in the prime of music, you know what I mean? The best way I could put it. And the way that they introduced these 2 new characters in particular was outstanding. Basically a home run, if you ask me, just out of the ballpark.
I agree. Shin Hati especially. And I know you're feeling that character 100%. 100p on a stack. Shin Hati she was sick. Like, I didn't expect her to be. She was kind of like a pit bull on a leash, and then Baylan took her off the leash and then went crazy on it. Baylan, I didn't expect to be as like stoic as he was. Like, he's rather chill. And the brother had like 2 hallway scenes where he was like no emotion, absolutely focused. He was tight.
He's got his own hallway scene.
Yeah, I thoroughly. And you know what? Like, the thing that I loved about that opening scene, not only did it feel like Star Wars because they're coming out of their shuttle, the smoke machines going.
It was straight episode 1 Phantom Menace Obi-Wan Qui-Gon moment.
Yeah.
And it was just the straight up Uno reverse.
And
Like-
the thing that was absolutely bonkers, they weren't there to slaughter people, but they brought it upon themselves. They were literally just gonna go grab Morgan, get up out of there, and no one had to die. But bro had to be insulting, you know? Bro had to get cocky with it. Like, I don't think you're a Jedi. You're lying.
He's like, you're right.
That was sick, and
It was a well delivered.
100%, 100%. Jute, what was your favorite and least favorite part?
Favorite part was Chopper being a little terrorist, talking his shit. Least favorite part was probably towards the end of episode 2, where they're just sitting there yapping, looking at the planet. Morgan,
Oh, okay.
2 homies. That was probably my least favorite, because it was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling her as a character because she's kind of too cartoonish, and like she's always has a mean expression on her face. She's always like growling and giving these really weird commands to people.
She got some
Who are we talking about?
too.
Morgan Elsbeth, the Night Sister.
I loved her in this show in particular. Like, she gave me goosebumps in this show compared to Mando. Like, I felt like her position as a character, like role, was two different characters. Her role in Mando was Morgan, but in this, it's still Morgan, but with the tag Night Sister. You know what I mean? And I feel like her body motion and everything, her lines, the way she presented it was just astounding, dude. Straight up.
I have a chronic dislike of villains who are like villains in their own head, and like they're just always giving weird expressions. Like Reva, I hated Reva because she fucking growled every chance that she got. Like when Obi-Wan saved Leia from that like those spice people, and she busts open the door, she's like, "Where are they?" It's like, no one talks like that, man. No one's growling.
Batman does.
Batman's built different than Reva, I gotta be honest. But the thing with what you said, Ju, with Chopper, I felt like that was such a sick scene in and of itself, because it showed Chopper's personality too. And anytime that you can take a droid or a unhuman character and add that personality to him, like it kind of just you buy into that scene a whole lot more. And I thought that shit was hilarious when he was like smacking on the ship when he was getting shot at, and he's like, "Fly, bitch, the fuck you doing?" It was a good scene for sure. Fred, what about you? What was your favorite and least favorite thing about it?
So in general, just learning more about Baylan, I think, is probably my favorite, because like a lot of people like were like super hyped to see this character come into the show, and I really think they didn't let us down at all. You know, like I think he's looking really good right now. So hopefully we get some more from him. You know, as far as least favorite, like it's only 2 episodes deep, so I can't really say I have anything that I hated about it, particularly. So. Yeah, but as far as liking, I definitely like what we saw from Baylan so far. We're definitely going to see something happen in between, like him and Ahsoka at some point, where they just have a straight up conflict. They're going to clash. They're going to touch swords, so to speak.
Bro, I didn't realize how big he was, bro. Like, he's a big ass dude, man.
Yeah. And the thing is, he's
fat.
looking for Thrawn to get stronger. Like, you already look like a badass. You survived Order 66. Like, what more, you know, like, what else can you learn?
Dude, he is insane. Someone was saying that, like, say he was a normal Jedi or Jedi Knight, not a Jedi Master quite yet. He probably could be. He's got, like, gray hairs, so they could make him stand out as older, but someone was saying it'd be hilarious if he was like Pong Krell's apprentice. That would make sense why he was so like out of it, and that's why. But dude, he was awesome. Like, and it sucks. It really sucks that he's passed away, man. Because based off of these 2 episodes alone, I would want to see this man's backstory, because he is just so fucking sick. He's still using his original lightsaber, literally just probably mixed up the crystals a little bit. I want to know what's up with Shin Hati, her backstory. Like, it's nuts how well that they've done it so far with these first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I agree. It is pretty entertaining. So
that's what I would say is my favorite thing, is just these 2 episodes. For world building purposes, my fucking god, we've already established so much, and there's already so many things that we still haven't even touched upon. Like, we've not even seen Thrawn yet, and we have this insane character builds going on. So I'm hyped. I think episode 3 is supposed to be like another slight world building episode. And then 4, 5, 6, we're getting into the mix of things with a solid 7 and 8 to finish things off. So I'm hyped. And this is obviously also just a drop in the bucket, because this is the beginning of what's to be a ceremonious trilogy with Ahsoka season 2, and then the movie. So we still have so much to do and so much to cover, that for 2 episodes as a debut, I think it really can't go any better than it was, especially with the expectations and pressure upon these 2 episodes. You have to say that they delivered. So big shout outs to Dave Filoni, all of the characters in the cast. Literally the one thing that I picked as like something that was tough for me is just that I think Rosario Dawson is still getting into the character of Ahsoka, and I think as she is in character, she'll get more into it. But that's about it. I think Sabine was literally perfect. I think the representation was sick. None of us really are here for Hera Syndulla, gotta be honest.
I am.
You are?
I mean, the actress is a good actress, but
Great actress. Great actress.
Yeah, but that's because you look like Kanan, though. So you know.
Yeah, we're all Kanan guys, but
yeah, I feel that.
He ain't gonna be here, man.
I'm just so excited to see what's to come. Do you guys have any predictions for what we're gonna get?
Well,
Someone's dying.
I think someone's gotta die, but it's obviously not gonna be Ahsoka.
well, you remember the last podcast on how like near the end of it, we were like heavily like discussing the topic of possibly Sabine dying, and then within the first episode she got stabbed. And I was like, I'm not a wizard, but this is kind of going how things were discussed.
Yeah.
But so there's one prediction, and it's the one hope that I've actually had for years, just in generality for Star Wars. It was just to have Starkiller face Ahsoka, and not like if I was to go into like a Star Wars community, it wouldn't even really be the first thing that would have brought up years ago. You know what I mean? Because Starkiller is not canon. Now everywhere I look,
He's got the potential to be.
it's like he's coming, and I'm like, this is my biggest hope for the show. That's my biggest prediction. Him and Thrawn are my biggest MVPs for this show. My jaw will literally probably dislocate and fall to the floor, honestly, if we see Sam.
Facts.
Straight up.
Facts. And that's what I was literally about to say. We haven't even mentioned the possibility of Starkiller, because with Maruk, he could literally be Starkiller, you know? And I was thinking about this the other night, because there's stuff on Reddit 25/8 about this character, and it's kind of like you have to make a canon version of him, right? Why not put it in this show? Why not put it as this character? And JT, I know you're a huge Force Unleashed guy. You said Starkiller would be your character to put it in canon. How would you go about altering his abilities a little bit, maybe, or his personality? Like as a Starkiller dude, how would you go about it?
So in the second game, he's all weakened because he's allegedly a clone. Allegedly. I did the light side ending, so I didn't get struck down. But to tone his abilities down, maybe like, you know how in video games, second game, oh, you forgot how to do this, you got to relearn it. Probably something like that. Like he's got to find like a holocron. I don't know if they can get abilities from holograms.
At this point too, he'd kind of just have free will, you know, because Vader's dead, but Palpatine's dead, allegedly. So he would kind of just have free will to go about his business. And maybe like the one thing, I don't know, man, because I don't know why he would be working with Thrawn, but maybe it's just for money, for power. like Baylan's going after. But the one thing that I really did love was their mini fight right there that they had. And then when he threw the lightsaber and then just came back to him like 10 seconds later, that was sick as hell.
I thought Ahsoka was gangster as shit with the way she dodged it.
But
Yeah.
the question I have is,
She's so attuned with the Force.
Yeah.
is he actually double cheeked up like that?
He might be, bro.
If he is, bro,
Fair play.
oh, good God.
Because we saw a whole lot of ass in those trailers, man.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot of ass. I don't think it's going to be...
Today,
Barriss Offee would be a fucking sellout, you know? Like, we don't want that. It's obviously a possibility, but we don't want it. We don't want it to
More
happen.
tunes for Gwiggle, bro.
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it's gotta be it has to be Starkiller. It has to be.
Trevor's not sipping on that Barris coffee. Sorry,
I'm not.
JT.
I
Nah.
ain't either.
I ain't no 2%er for no Barriss Offee. But if it's not Starkiller and it's just some new character, that's fine. I just feel like there's gonna be a lot of backlash because everyone wanted it to be, you know, and it's just something like that. But I'll see where it goes because so far so good, you know what I mean? So far so good. We're starting in a nice little theme right now because as of now, the bad guys are kind of, I say the bad guys. The bad guys are kind of, the Ufus are winning. They've got the star map. They know where to go. They're setting up the Eye of Sion. They're about to go get Thrawn. So do you guys think that we're going to get Thrawn a lot more sooner rather than later?
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I kind of want us to be honest. Like, just all that hype for like 1 or 2 episodes of Thrawn just doesn't do it for me, man. I need Thrawn to do half the series, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's not just Thrawn as well because they get Thrawn, they get Ezra. You know? And they could use Ezra as like barter. They could use him as ransom, use him as bait. So we're going to get Ezra as well.
There is a theory that the Inquisitor is Ezra. How would you feel about that?
It'd be like a 45%, like, damn, you know.
Why? What's the point?
What's the point?
It's kind of
But I could also say, so far the Inquisitor's really not done anything wrong, so perhaps maybe he's only doing so as a spy, question mark, because we know Ezra loved to be in the uniforms of his enemy, right? He loves
Behind enemy lines.
Yeah. So maybe Ezra's doing it as a spy, but who knows? Because how would he even get back in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
Before Thrawn. So I don't think it's Ezra, simply because I don't know how it could be. But my money right now is like 60% Starkiller, 35% someone we don't know, and then 5% Barriss, because it's the Ahsoka show and they're mortal enemies, I guess. Even though I felt like Barriss wasn't, you know.
She ain't like that.
Yeah. So it's just a little bit different, and I do enjoy that they're exploring these themes. But if you guys had to, how would you introduce Thrawn? Would you like literally go get him, pick him
Like
up?
this. Hold on, watch this shit.
Like Palpatine.
Thrawn
It is I.
in his throne. Chilling
Honestly, like the trailer showed, him walking through a hallway, just a back shot of Thrawn, his
boss.
back blue head. Either Sabine or Ahsoka or even Hera. I could be Hera. That's captured, and who walks in to interrogate this motherfucker. Literally, like, what more intimidating of a feeling would you get instead of like your regular Imperial, or just straight up just out the blue he's introduced, instead of like it's a journey where you go and get him, like, you know how Morgan was saved from Baylan and Shin. Nah, give us it's like, in a sense, like a jump scare, but a dramatic scare moment, you know what I mean? He's walking down the hallway and it's like, oh shit.
I think it can't just be a pan to him. We got to hear the organs first, and then show him, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah, true.
But is he going to claim the title of Emperor?
He better.
Emperor Thrawn, you know, because he's literally the heir to the Empire. He's the highest ranked Imperial that's left.
In command. Yep.
Is he gonna claim it as his own empire? Is he going to create something new? What do you guys think?
We're off to see the Chiss.
That'd be pretty nuts if he came back with the ascendancies. That'd be nuts. Bring in the Chiss Grand Navy with him. That'd be crazy. I was thinking, like, what if Thrawn was literally the first supreme leader of the First Order, you know? And then somehow he dies, and then Snoke just waltzes in. It is I.
It is I. I don't know how I feel about that.
Because the First Order's got to come from somewhere, you know?
Later. We'll worry about that later.
And we know we know that the First Order were Imperials from the outside regions. 2 and 2 go together at some point and make 4, you know? I think Thrawn might be the first supreme leader of the First Order.
Fuck the First Order. Fuck those movies. I hate them.
Would it be called the First Order, though? Because to be first...
Order.
Yeah, it's the Chess Order. Something.
He might be thinking above that stuff, man.
Yeah, there's a better name. I came up with a poop one.
And he could be taking the Chiss technology, apply it to the current galaxy. Bro, Supreme Leader Thrawn, that's got a ring to it, man. It's got a ring to it. Emperor Thrawn also does too. But at some point...
E.T.
Yeah. Grand Emperor Thrawn. At some point, they have to start, you know, heading that direction. So, do you think it's going to be after this stuff with Thrawn or during, I guess is the question. Because it's a good fucking question. There's not a lot of conversations about this.
Hopefully after.
I feel like it's going to be during.
I kind of wouldn't mind it because it would be kind of genius of someone like Thrawn to put the First Order together, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it would make sense for the First Order to take power rather than if they were just being ran by a bunch of Imperials, you know? Like, they need someone's mind on top of that. And obviously it would make sense with Palpatine, sure. But I think for Thrawn to have like the building blocks and the stepping stones for it to become a galactic superpower again, like it would kind of make sense, and I think it'd build a lot of credence for Thrawn, because he's a mastermind. I just don't know how they're going to move about it. And granted, we're 2 episodes in to a literal trilogy, so there's still tons of stuff to happen. But I think introducing Thrawn as start off with like the Emperor, you know, like I'm the new Emperor of the Galactic Empire. You will run everything through me, and we're gonna do it right this time. That'd be fire. Because I've always held the understanding if Thrawn was in charge of the Battle of Endor, the rebels are getting swept in 4. they're getting cooked.
I like it. I like it. Hashtag make the Empire great again.
Yep. That'd be sick. Bring out hats, red ones. That'd be fire. Anyone have any final words on the Ahsoka show so far before we move on?
Good work. Keep it up, like, just give me more, please.
Mm-hmm.
No cliffhanger, please. Thank you.
Fingers crossed. It is a TV show, though, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not big.
Don't give me a Sopranos ending.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Thrawn. Black screen.
See you next season in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So our next conversation topic is, of course, since this is episode 5 of the archives, we're talking all about Empire Strikes Back, one of the more plotted and loved movies of all time, and even in high rankings of the greatest movies of all time. So the question first and foremost that I want to pose to you guys is, where does The Empire Strikes Back rank on your personal rankings of Star Wars? And just give me a few thoughts that you have of the film.
Well, I mean, you know me, bro. I am all about episodes 1 through 3. So, Empire Strikes Back is still really good, right? We get to see our boy Commander Luke being chilling, you know.
Damn.
We get to see him. We get to see him chop off a giant furry monster's arm. So that was pretty cool.
Argal
Yeah.
Wampa.
We got to see him kiss his sister a bunch of times.
Facts.
Get him the Relic 9. Subscribe, please.
Yeah. I mean, overall ranking from 1 to 9, I think it sits at 5 probably, to be honest. Maybe like it moves up to 4, but it's 5 for me, bro. You know, I just love the original trilogy so much. You know, like I respect if other people like it more, but you know, for me, original trilogy beats everything. So
For
That's
me,
fair.
I've grown to like it more than the first time I watched it. Because playing through the squiggle,
I can feel that. Yeah.
that.
True.
That shit helps a lot.
True. Yeah. Fighting Wampa again, and yeah. No, I feel you there.
Herman Yoda beating on R2 with a fucking stick is great.
Mm-hmm.
When anyone has an interaction with a droid or a little side character, I love it.
I do too. And we are going to talk about that a little bit coming up.
Good.
So where's the rank into your personal rankings?
I'll say it's number 4.
Number 4? That's fair. That's fair. What about you, MJ? You look like you're pondering.
Yeah, I am. It's in my top 3 for sure. With Revenge of the Sith being, number 1.
Obviously.
It's not always about like the hero winning, you know what I mean? Like the villain has to win, and most often when that happens, it's a great flick or a great script. So
I agree.
I don't think I need to, yeah.
For me,
It's phenomenal.
I want to say it's chilling pretty at 3, at number 3. I only have Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith above it, which those 2 movies I could talk about for hours, but Empire Strikes Back really was, I want to say, the first movie that made me really want to just dive into Star Wars, because obviously I saw the first 2, and then before episode 3 came out, 4, 5, and 6 would come on TV like every 6 months or so you'd always sit down and watch it. And I remember, because of like the snow and just they went so many different places on episode 5 compared to 4. They're on Tatooine, and then they're in space, they're on the Death Star, and then they remain in space the rest of the episode, I believe. Episode 5, they mix it up. They start on a snowy biome, and then they get into space, and then Luke goes to Dagobah. Everyone else is off doing their own thing in Cloud City. They all come back to Cloud City, and then of course you have the ultimate fight with Luke and his son, not his son, his father. And it was just it was an incredible movie, man. And I loved that it explored the themes of the bad guys winning. Because you can get away with that when you're in the middle of a trilogy. Like, you can perfectly get away with it. And everything that they did was kind of like the opposite of 4, but it just flowed so well. And it created a lot of really fun moments and a lot of moments that everyone enjoys. And they didn't have to blow up a Death Star to do it either. So it made things really work. We also got to see a lot more of Darth Vader. I think his character was explored a whole lot more, and we got to see a lot of character change with mid arcs with Luke, Han, and Leia, and we got to just see them stand out. And everyone who was on screen really got their time to shine, and you don't really see that in a whole lot of movies, especially within Star Wars. Like, you don't see people sacrificing for others consistently like Han Solo does, and he's always doing what he can. And he's supposed to be a jackass. He's supposed to be an absolute scoundrel, yet throughout the series he's always the one that's sacrificing for people. And you see that in Empire Strikes Back, and you really see that. So I just thought it was a really phenomenal movie, and it was, I think why it's so good is because it is that middle movie in a trilogy, and it doesn't flop. Like, I think it's got to be probably the greatest second episode of anything. It has to be. It has to be the best second episode of any trilogy or any sequel, because it's just so well done, and it makes you want that next movie so bad because you know that there's one after it. So I think it's great. And the only movies that I have above it are literally the one that comes after and the one that kind of sets the stage for it with episode 3.
Yeah, and now thinking about it too, the best character in the entire like Star Wars universe also debuts in episode 5, you know? My boy, you know him, you love him, Lando Calrissian. I'm putting it at 4, solid 4. It's my 4th favorite movie.
That's
maybe
fair.
3rd if the nostalgia kicks in a little bit, but 4 right now. So
that's very fair. What would you say was your, of the latter 3, or I guess of the first 3, if you had to rank them, so 4, 5, and 6, what would you say is number 1 for you guys?
For me, it's reverse order, so 6, 5, 4, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the same with that. But I know a lot of people love Empire. I know a lot of people love A New Hope. For probably nostalgia reasons, they love A New Hope more than the other 2.
Yeah.
But I've always felt like reverse order, 6, 5, 4. And that's not to say, because I don't think that there's a bad Star Wars movie, right? I just think that some are just different fucking gravy, you know? Different gravy. And I think Empire Strikes Back is definitely one of them. If you guys had to pick one scene or one battle from Empire Strikes Back, and you had to like sell that to someone that's never seen Star Wars, which one would you pick?
I already talked about it.
I'm picking the lip battle between Luke and Leia.
I think
Give
I
me
would.
Yoda versus
Yoda.
R2 any day of the week.
Hermit versus R2. I'm with that.
Facts. Mine.
How does that not sell?
See,
True.
I didn't really like Yoda's portrayal in this because it it went against everything that he stood for. Because there was one line in particular where Luke was like, "Come on, Ben, tell him I'm ready. I'm not afraid." And Yoda's just like, "Oh, you will be." But Yoda's the same guy that said fear is the path to the dark side. So is he foreseeing Luke's maybe path to the dark side? Or is he just being a dickhead? I think he was just being an old dickhead, personally.
I think he lost his fucking mind on that.
Yeah, he's been in a swamp for God knows how long. He died at like 900, so he probably stayed there for about $1.
Yeah. Eating
Nobody
God knows what, you know.
He's got his own Wilson.
Only person that he could ever talk to is fucking Qui-Gon. It's like, leave me alone, dude. But I think it was gas. I think the one scene I would show is probably the Battle of Hoth, because you get to see a little bit of everything. You know, you get to, there's a Vader cameo. You get to see Luke with his lightsaber. Yeah, I think that entire like opening sequence is sick, but that does pull us as soon as Jude gets back.
Roll.
Difficulties be technical.
Bring me back. I'm back.
All right, perfect.
Oh, Lord.
So before we hop into theories, we're gonna talk about this trivia segment, because I do have some trivia that I'm gonna ask you folks and see how this goes. So
Finish. Like Ronaldo. Fuck.
About to get exposed for the fraud that I am.
Fred, what is your buzzer sound gonna be?
Bzzz.
Okay. MJ, what's your buzzer sound gonna be? Okay. And then Juder. All right. Juder's got his vibrator. All right. So we have just a handful of questions, and then the winner gets a big prize. So
Slap in the face. Right.
here we go. We're gonna start with the first question, and the first person that gets it, buzz it in, you answer it. If the first person gets it wrong, we'll move to the person that buzzed second. So, which planet serves as the base for the Separatist Alliance?
How the fuck I finished?
Bzzz.
Yeah, give it to Fred.
Fred?
Mustard fart, otherwise known as Mustafar.
That is incorrect.
Oh no, wait, I know what it is.
Fred must have forgot, like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's where they went to after, bro.
Oh. Can I go again?
Juder?
Geonosian.
Correct. It is Geonosis.
Yeah,
So-
I jumped the gun, bro. Damn.
1 point to the Juder. Question number 2. What is the species of the bounty hunter Bosk? Yes?
Trandoshan.
That is correct. He is a tranny. Question number 3. Who was the only non-Jedi / Sith character to wield a lightsaber in the original trilogy?
Damn, that's a hard one, bro.
Original is 4, 5, 6, right?
Yep. Yes?
Palpatine.
No, he is a Sith.
Not a Jedi or a Sith?
Not a Jedi or a Sith.
Luke? Bzzz, Luke?
No.
I mean, he wasn't a Jedi when he wielded it. I guess he's a Padawan. I guess that counts.
R2.
You know, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you for R2. He did have a lightsaber, you know. But the answer I was reaching for was Han Solo in The Empire Strikes Back, when he cuts open the Tauntaun.
God damn it.
Question number 4. Which pod racer won the Boonta Eve Classic race in the Phantom Menace?
Fuck.
Do we have to name the pod racer
Yep.
or the racer?
Bzz.
Fred?
Was it Annie?
It is Annie. Little Annie.
Yeah, I was gonna
thinking it was
say.
the fucking little rat dude.
Sebulba?
Was
I was leaning
Sebulba?
towards Sebulba too.
I thought it was such a question, but I was like, wait, it's Anakin now?
It's Anakin.
Question number. So that's up 1 point. Is that your first point, Fred?
Yeah, it is.
1
yeah.
point to Fred, 2 to MJ, 1 to Juder. Okay. Question number 5. What is the name of the ancient Sith Lord who created the Rule of Two? MJ.
Darth Bane.
That is correct. That is correct.
It's easy to just go. Bzz.
Yeah.
I have to click a fucking button. Fuck that shit.
All right. So, question number 6. Can you name Darth Sidious's 3 apprentices in canon?
Bzz. We got my boy Maul. We got Count Doodoo. And we got Annie. Annie Bobini.
Perfect. That is correct. Question number 7. What is Dooku's full Sith name?
Master Mudoo.
Darth Tyrannus.
That is correct. MJ with 4 points now. Beautiful. Question number 7. Which Sith Lord was known as the Lord of Betrayal?
Bzz.
Juder.
Darth Sion.
No.
Darth Traya.
Fred?
It was Treya, right?
No.
Bzz.
Juder.
Darth Bent because he hasn't been on the podcast since episode 1.
You could make a case, but that's not the one I'm looking for.
Damn, I don't know who it is then. Damn.
MJ, any final guess?
Jar Jar.
We were looking for one
Palpatine.
Darth Revan,
No, fuck that guy.
as
He's
he
a loser.
orchestrated the betrayal of the Jedi Order.
I haven't got that far.
Question number 8. What is the name of the planet where Maz Kanata's castle is located?
Who the fuck is that?
The little orange lady with the goggles.
Oh, fuck,
Bzz.
Fred?
Taco Dana?
Correct.
fuck
correct.
that movie, bro.
Yeah.
All right, in Star Wars, who was the Sith known for his yellow and black appearance?
Bzz.
Fred?
Savage Opress.
That is correct.
Shout out to my Swiggle ball knowledge.
Yeah. Question number 9. What is the home planet of the Mandalorians?
Bzz. Mandalore.
Correct. All right, Fred's evened it out. This is question 10. This is for the win. This is for the win. This is worth 3 points. So the winner wins. Are you guys ready? Juder on 2 points. MJ on 4. Fred on 4. Winner of this gets it. Here we go. In The Empire Strikes Back, can you name 4 of the 5 bounty hunters aboard the Executor?
Bzz.
Fred?
Cad Bane, Bosk, Dengar, and IG-88.
Your answer is incorrect. MJ.
So it's Bosk, Dengar, IG. There's one more. Oh, it's gone.
Bzz, can I bzz if he gets wrong?
We're going to go to Juder first and then back to Fred.
We got Bosk, Dengar, IG. One more bounty hunter. I'm just gonna name him random. Who is Boba Fett?
That is correct. And Juder wins. Juder wins. And Juder's prize is a Juder's prize is a Boba Fett Funko Pop. W.
Damn, that's what won him too, bro. Dubs. Congrats, bro.
About this one.
All thanks to our sponsor for this podcast, BuyMMOG.com. Thank you, BuyMMOG, for sponsoring this podcast. And congratulations to Juder for winning the Boba Fett Funko Pop.
I'm like that.
All right. Now let's talk about some theories, right? Let's talk about some theories real quick before we get into... We're going to talk about one theory, and then we're going to get into the mailbag segment. So, the theories that I want to talk about are simply the contrasts that we've seen so far with Ahsoka and her Padawan Sabine Wren, Baylan Skoll and his Padawan Shin Hati. Now, MJ, I know you're a huge fan of Baylan and Shin. How have you observed their time together so far? And is there anything that you're looking forward to?
Definitely looking forward to see where Shin's journey leads, along with Baylan's. They are just a very unique and interesting pair. They seem set on a mission, both on their own. Baylan has his own, and same with Shin. That's what I'm picking up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And Fred, with Ahsoka and Sabine, is there anything that you've noticed and picked up?
Well, obviously they're gonna be Jedi and Padawan, right? So, what I've picked up more than anything is that, like, Sabine kind of seems like that character that knows it all, you know? Like, right now she definitely seems like, yeah, well, you know, I know the way. It's like, you do not know the way, young Padawan. Not yet. Ahsoka's been there. She's seen some shit. She's seen war, bro. She's seen everything. Trust me, Sabine. Just give it a little bit of time, you know? Get it. Although, to be fair, Ahsoka was the same way, no? So, maybe a little prediction. Maybe Ahsoka kind of sees a little bit of Sabine in her, and then that's how they kind of bond as master and pupil, you know? So... But yeah, no, that's pretty much my intake from it so far, you know, that, like, Sabine definitely could humble herself a little bit, and maybe Ahsoka will kind of grasp onto that part of her, since she was sort of the same way, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'm really just hyped to see how both of these relationships kind of end up going. Which of the two, Jute, do you kind of put more stock into?
I'm thinking I'm putting more stock in Baylan and Shin.
Mm-hmm.
I've already seen enough Ahsoka propaganda to last me a lifetime. But Baylan wants power. What does Shin want? Does she just want to learn? Is she there to murder? Or is she there as a spy?
True, we haven't seen her like real intentions yet, you know, so we don't know what she's actually there for. What does she want? Every Sith wants something, right? So what is it
Marab
that the
didn't
Sith
even
are
say a
offering?
single word.
Yes, wait.
Marab?
Yeah.
Fuck those Inquisitors. I ain't never farming them.
I'm excited to see where we go with it all, man. I'm really excited.
Good show, good show, good show.
It's everything that I wanted it to be, and I'm just super happy with it so far. So
Yeah, I think the fact
Huge
that it's
W.
like we get characters that we already know, we get some new characters too, and like we actually get something like decent, you know, like we get something that's not done 100 times over. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously there's stuff that they have to do over and over, right? Sith and their apprentice coming in twos, you know, and like a Jedi and their pupil. But like I just love the fact that we're getting something that's not repeated over and over again. Give me more of that, please. Give me something that I can grasp onto and enjoy that I haven't like already seen 100 times, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my take on the show so far. And we've only had 2 episodes. So if I get how many more episodes are in the season? I don't even know how many episodes are in the season. 4 more? If we get
we have 6 more.
6 more? If I get at least like 4 more of those episodes with me just getting like good entertainment, something that I haven't seen a million times in Star Wars, yes please, all day. All day. Yeah, that's pretty much what I want, you know? Just gimme.
This show can go anywhere, and I just hope that it keeps trending upwards. But it's just one of those that I've been consistently and happily ready to watch, because I'm just so excited and I'm gassed to see what the next episode has in store for us. But hey ho, we move on to our Galactic Dispatches segment, where you guys send us in questions and we answer them. So shout out to people that have sent us in questions on the Instagram or Twitter at Star Wars TAP, or in the comment sections below. Get in touch with us and send in your questions.
Tap in.
Yes, sir. Starting off in New York City with Sarah. She says, "Hi there. I've always wondered about the opening scene of The Empire Strikes Back. Why did the Rebel Alliance choose the icy planet Hoth as their base? Seems like a harsh environment to set up shop in. Is there any significance to this choice?"
Okay, fellow New Yorker. What up, Sarah? Well, I think I'll kick us off with this one, you know? So, if you think about it, right, Sarah? The Rebel Alliance are trying to stay hidden. They don't want the Empire to find out where they are. So why not put your base somewhere that nobody wants to go? Somewhere that's nice and secluded, you know? There's crazy, harsh, snowy weather, you know? It's hidden in, like, the middle of who knows where. And they're all wearing white, so you can't see nobody. You know? Like, when you really think about it like that, like, it's the perfect place to hide, you know what I'm saying? Can't find nobody where you don't want to go. Plain and simple.
That's kind of how I assert it as well. And it's distant enough that they can get their dispatches off. It's also in the midst of a trade lane as well. But I think the most important reason why they put it out there on an icy planet like Hoth is because it's so well hidden and it's so well disguised, because all you can see top down is white. they literally had to send probe droids to look for stuff, you know? So that's why.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody want to be fucking cold.
No, not at all.
Judah. I like being cold.
I like being cold,
But
but
not that fucking cold. Shit.
hell no. Hell no. I mean, Jude, you probably the closest to us to a Hoth type beat, you know? Like, how you feel with it?
Just fucking. Everyone's wearing white, blending in with the snow, like
Mhm.
Fred said. But one thing I think would be a disadvantage to them would be like heat tracking.
True.
Because it's fucking all blue.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ghost Adventures, you know, there's a
Yeah.
hot spot. You
Yeah.
don't fucking see the hot spot. I don't know if the probe droids got that. If they
Yeah,
don't,
for sure.
then the Empire's a little stupid.
No, definitely they got that. Definitely they got that.
They're too advanced for that. They're out here building ads.
Yeah. You got this next question, Fred?
Yeah, let me dig up in this bag real quick. So we got David from Chicago, Illinois. Says, "Hey, big fan of the podcast." Well, thanks by the way, Dave. You know, we do our best. You know,
We trying.
says, yeah, we're trying out here. I've heard that the famous "I am your father" line from Darth Vader to Luke Skywalker wasn't originally part of the script for The Empire Strikes Back. Can you shed some light on how this iconic moment came to be and why it was added? I've actually heard this one too.
I'll send it off real quick.
Okay.
If I recall, I believe Mark Hamill actually did an interview with it, saying he was reading the script and when he was doing the movie, it actually wasn't in. And I believe that just the main reason for it was to just have a genuine reaction. And a lot of directors do that. You know, they leave certain key aspects out part of the script to get a genuine reaction, to shine some light from the actor. So I think it was a good decision, in my opinion.
I do too.
Yeah, no, for sure. Genuine reactions are one of the best things about, like, just like, because there's like a lot of movies that do that too, not just like Star Wars, you know. And in a lot of those movies, like those actors that, like, when they portray their emotions, you know, like you can tell it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks a lot better because it's real. If that makes sense.
And also something about the scene itself. So I want to say only 4 people knew. James Earl Jones knew. George knew. Mark was told. And the director was told. So if word got out, they knew who it was, right? Because James Earl Jones was never on site for the screenings. Mark would have known about it because he knew that what was gonna go down with it, and George and the director were as tight-knit as possible, because the original thing that Vader said was no, what was it? Obi-Wan never told you, or it was no, Obi-Wan killed your father, was the original line. That's what everyone on set heard from the dude under the mask. It wasn't until the movie actually came out that everyone on the set actually saw what happened, because George and his wife did the editing for that scene and no one else was allowed to see the scene. So that's why it was added, and the reason why is because it was such a fucking plot twist. It was never intended, and it was simply just because George wanted to keep it such a secret, because it is the biggest plot twist in cinema history. If you literally start from episode 4 and then watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 in that order, you don't know that Anakin is his father. So that's why it was added, to be that big of a plot twist. And back then there were people that were spoiling things. There were people that were selling things to tabloids and stuff, letting people know what happened in certain things. So I think George was just protecting his IP, if that makes sense. You got the next question, MJ?
Yeah. So this is from Emily out in Seattle. Hi, The Empire Strikes Back has some fantastic lightsaber duels, especially the one between Luke and Vader on Cloud City. I've heard that the actors did a lot of the stunt work themselves. Could you share some insights into how the choreography was developed and who was responsible for bringing these intense fights to life?
That's a good question. It's a really good question.
So for this one, I ain't got a damn clue who was responsible for it, but they did a damn good job.
Mm-hmm.
You need these stunt workers and choreographers to work together to prevent injuries on the site. With injuries, could fucking prolong the movie. Could set back the movie a long time.
Yeah.
The movie may never be made.
Like, look at Superman. Superman literally never walked again because of what happened on set. You know?
And what happened? Whose son died? Who's Jackie Chan's son?
Jet Li.
No, Bruce Lee's. Yeah. His son died.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
you have to have stunt directors, like, really working with these people and having these stunt coordinators. A lot of characters want to do their own stunts. Like Hayden Christensen's always done his own stunts. But you also have stunt dudes step in for certain characters, and you need people like that. And I think that's just that's a Hollywood thing, you know. As far as the choreography goes, Nick Gillard was the lightsaber director on the not first three, but the prequels. And there's a reason the first three have just the most cracked lightsaber duels. Like, you have Maul, Obi-Wan, you have Obi-Wan, Anakin, maybe the greatest lightsaber duel in history. I think it's also the longest fighting scene, a one-on-one fighting scene in movie history. So unbelievable choreography, and just so well done. Anyone else have anything to add on that?
Did they bring in like a fencer or something for the original, like the 4 to 6? They had like a fencer working on the
And you can tell with how they're standing and holding them, and
yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're parrying, and you know, like, it would explain. It'd explain a lot. You know, I'm pretty sure it was a fencer. But yeah, I don't know his name though. So, but shout out to you, bro, because you did good work. You definitely did good work. So
100%. You got the next one, Joot?
We got this one from Chris from Miami, Florida. One thing that has puzzled me was how Luke managed to survive the harsh conditions on the Dagobah during his Jedi training with Yoda. The swamp seemed so hostile and dangerous. How did Luke and Yoda manage to survive there, and why did Yoda choose this place to train Luke?
So I'll kind of hit that question from the back, right? So Yoda chose that place because that planet was so heavy. Like, every planet has their own kind of like force atonement. Dagobah had the like highest force atonement in the known galaxy, and a lot of things on there were so sensitive with the force and echoing in the force and beaming with the force that it was a good place for him to go and hide from the Emperor. There's a lot there. There was no way for the Empire to ever like take ground because it is just a big swampy planet. And you see, like, Luke can't even fucking land his X-Wing except into a bog. So imagine trying to land like walkers and set up Imperial bases there. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So that's why Yoda chose that planet, mainly because it kind of shadowed and it put a blanket over his force echo that he puts off as an individual. How did they manage to survive? quite simply, Force users are super attuned to those around them, and inversely, the Force is always communicating with one being to another. That's why they were never attacked, so to speak. But that's why R2 was attacked, and that it shows the contrast of the sentient being and the non-sentient being, because Luke didn't get attacked, but the droid did. So it was a hostile and dangerous environment, but at the same time, for people who were at one with the Force, it was very peaceful. And that was the place that his training had to go down, because there's so much focus and Force output in Jedi training that if they were on like a Tatooine, for example, if the Empire is, or the Emperor or Vader at all are near there, then they'd be able to easily sense it, because they already could kind of sense Luke's awakening in the Force. With all the focus and output that goes into Jedi training, they'd easily be able to figure out where they're at. So that's why. If you guys want, we could just move on to the next question. Didn't mean to take that whole one, but
no, for sure. Yeah, we can move on to the next one.
So this one is from Kathleen in Edinburgh, UK. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy anniversary as well. She asks on Twitter, would you rather be really skilled with a lightsaber or be really skilled with the Force?
Probably really skilled with the Force. As much as I would like to swing around a lightsaber, and be a badass with it, I feel like the Force has more benefits in general than just being able to use a lightsaber. So, yeah, that's probably my pick.
Gotta agree.
She real motherfucker like me.
I'm gonna take a
lightsaber,
lightsaber, man.
I'm
gonna take a lightsaber, because I feel like at least then, but it's tough, it is tough, because with a lightsaber you can do stuff that you can make so much money on YouTube with a lightsaber, bro.
You can literally lift things up in the midair.
Yeah, but people would just be, oh, special effects, the special effects.
I'll cut you down.
What's a lightsaber?
I'll lift them up with the Force.
This is actually a tough. It's not an easy question, right? It's not an easy question.
No, I definitely thought about it for like a second, and I was like, "Oh man, a lightsaber would be awesome," But like,
you could be really skilled with the Force and be like a Jedi, where they used to use just normal swords, or have. This doesn't say that there's no atonement in either, so.
Yeah,
should we say like, yeah, really skilled with a lightsaber, average Force atonement, or really skilled with the Force, average lightsaber wielder? In that case, give me the really skilled with the Force, right?
Yeah, I gotta pick the same thing. Skilled with the Force. There's just too many fun tricks that I can play,
But at the same time, compared to whom, if I'm average in the Force in this galaxy, I'm better than everyone. I'm still that guy.
Give me any Force. Give me any Force, bro. Give me just a Jedi mind trick, bro. I'm tricking fools. It's like 2 + 2 is 3. You know what I'm saying? They gotta believe me. What they gonna do? Fight against it? They got no Force atonement. So what are they gonna do? Nothing.
This is tricky. Ju, what's your final answer here? Because I still don't even know,
Give me
man.
the fucking lightsaber, bro. I'm gonna slice motherfuckers down. Slice some trees down, build me a nice house.
That's true.
Got me a nice fire starter. I'm chilling.
Give me the bucket of water. I'm throwing it on your lightsaber.
Man, this is tricky. But I think I'll go really skilled with the Force, average with the lightsaber. But as long as I get a lightsaber with it, you know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Battery's not included.
Fuck.
No kyber crystal for you,
Then
sucker.
I'll take the lightsaber. I'll take the lightsaber then. I just want a lightsaber, A real lightsaber? You kidding me? Just igniting that bitch?
Bro, I'm just gonna use my force and take your lightsaber. What are you talking about?
Careful with that thing. You'll poke your eye out, kid.
Yeah. You got the next one, Freddy?
Yeah, I got the next one. Alright, so we've got Alex up in Portland, Oregon. Says, hello. The Battle of Hoth is such an iconic sequence, and the AT-AT walkers are unforgettable. But why did the Empire choose to use these large, seemingly slow-moving machines in battle? Was there a tactical advantage deploying them on Hoth, or was it just for intimidation? Okay, that's a pretty interesting question. First of all, hello to you too, brother. What do you think about that, MJ?
I think you might have read the wrong question.
Yeah, I don't see that question.
Do you want me to read the question for you?
Yeah, okay.
It says, from Alex in Portland, The Empire Strikes Back introduced us to the intriguing character Lando Calrissian. He seems like a complex guy with a history with Han Solo and his own set of motivations. Can you dive into Lando's background a bit and discuss his role in the larger Star Wars universe?
Well, with his origin, I felt he was definitely a huge traitor for sure. But then come episode 6, he grown very fond with the fans, you know?
Yeah.
But then we go into like deeper with his origin in the Solo movie. I don't know. I think he's weird. He's like intimate with droids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a gambling addict for sure. It's not healthy. Seek help.
Hey, you love who you love, you know? Can't control
True.
that.
True.
So what? He loves a droid and likes to... Or actually, she friend-zoned him, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Have you've seen that, Jute, in the Solo movie?
I don't recall. It's been so long.
We'll have to
It's been
brush
Hey,
up.
bro.
Fucking
All
4
I'm
years
saying-
since I've seen it.
My boy Lando goes hard, no matter what.
He's got that
Millennium
Rizian.
Falcon won it in a card game and
Yeah.
lost it in a card game too. He's a baller through and through.
He got too cute with it.
Yeah.
Well, Lando's
She's
sick,
alright.
and as far as his background goes, he's gonna get his own show soon, so we'll see a lot of it, you know?
Hopefully it's good. I love Childish Gambino. If you haven't seen Atlanta, I recommend it.
Mm-hmm. That's facts.
Damn good show.
So, yeah, I think where he fits in as well, he's a war general, he's a good guy, and fucker can wear a cape, you know?
He's a skiff guard.
Yeah. And a smooth criminal too, because he's got kids all throughout the galaxy. So we like Lando. We're pro Lando here. We're pro Lando here.
Calrissian.
Random Lando fun fact, by the way. Did you know he was originally supposed to be a clone?
Yes.
Crazy, right?
Yes. Lando was supposed to be the first. Not the first, but he was gonna be like what the clones in the Clone Wars were. There was gonna be a bunch of
Wow.
Landos. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Lando Clone Rizian, dude.
Yep. So that's pretty cool. That's a cool little fun fact. Shout out Fred for bringing that up. Well, you got the next one, MJ?
Yes, sir. So this one comes in from Mario out in Houston, Texas, saying, "Hi, podcast team. I've always been fascinated by the relationship between Leia and Han and the Empire Strikes Back. Their banter is both funny and heartwarming. Can you explain how their dynamic evolves throughout the film and why it resonates so strongly with fans?"
Well, I think at first they were in a love triangle, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it
For
got
sure.
weird once we figured out that they were that Luke and Leia were brother and sister.
Yeah.
Some Sweet Home Alabama type beat. And then that split off. Now we got Luke and Leia. What's she gonna do? Fuck with a Wookiee?
Fred likes to think so.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, bro. You telling me Han didn't tag in Chewie every now and then, bro?
Nah. That's
But with
exactly
them
what I'm saying.
bantering back and forth, that probably caused a spark.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ended up being lovey-dovey with each other. And then we got dumbass Ben Solo. Fuck that little dude. Fucking caused our homie to go into, oh, I don't want to use the Force. I want to die alone.
Bro, if anybody ever asks if you could be one character, who you be in, JT's picking old man Luke and he's killing Ben Solo, bro.
Facts.
I'm striking that motherfucker down.
You got to at that point. You got to. Fuck him.
And I'm gonna take out AlsoTeeko's
What?
character as well.
Nah, you can't be doing that to me, man. I ain't do nothing wrong.
I'm gonna meet
Coming for your character too, bro.
You gotta kill your own character first, bucko.
Hey, I'm down, Doc.
So that was a solid question. Solid question. Drew, you got the next one?
We got Kevin out there in Detroit, Michigan. Hey, folks. The Empire Strikes Back ends on a pretty intense cliffhanger with Han Solo frozen in carbonite, and Luke discovering the shocking truth about his parent?
Was it?
Can you...
Oh, parentage. Yeah.
Parentage, yeah.
Yeah.
My glasses are fucked.
He didn't go to college.
Can you discuss the impact of this ending on the Star Wars franchise and how it set stage for the following movies?
Yeah, we kind of touched upon it a little bit earlier, but it kind of just sent everything into disarray a little bit, because you learn that Vader is Luke's father. Han Solo sacrifices himself, and you're just wondering, like, what's to come, you know? You're wondering what's to come. I think that the impact of this ending on the franchise, I mean, it kind of throws the softball for episode 6 to then hit it at the park, you know, because the thing that people tend to forget, like, Vader could have easily killed Luke right there, just throw the saber done and dusted, but he was toying with Luke. He was seeing if Luke was actually strong enough, because if Luke didn't put up a fight, he would have just killed him. He didn't have any reason not to, but he needed to see if he was strong enough that he could use him to kill the Emperor with. So yeah, that's about it.
He gave us a top 5 emote on Twitch too.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yes,
We've got 2 more questions here, and we'll get everyone up out of here. This one is from Jessica in Boston, Mass. What's up, Jessica? She says, hi, podcasters. Shout out to you, Jessica. Yoda's wisdom is a central theme in The Empire Strikes Back, and his training with Luke is a crucial part of the story. But why did Yoda initially hesitate to train Luke? What were his doubts?
Yeah. As far as this question goes, bro, I think it's pretty obvious, right? Like, he saw what happened with Anakin when Obi-Wan kind of trained him, right? He didn't want the same thing to happen when he trained Luke, you know? I think overall, his failures just kind of made him feel like he wasn't confident in himself as well to raise, like, a proper Jedi, you know? So, all of that, like, coming together into, like, one just big, like, ruh-roh, I don't know about this one, but yeah, no, I think just that pretty much, right?
Yeah,
I can't really see like anything else that would contribute to it, right? Just scared.
pretty much. He wanted to make sure that Luke was worthy, you know, to carry on the Jedi lineage. because Yoda did make peace with himself that, you know, if he's the last Jedi, he's the last Jedi. But he wanted to make sure that Luke wasn't carrying enough of the darkness that Anakin had. So
yeah, the Skywalker name is pretty heavy, right? So
yeah, pretty simple.
Yeah.
And then last question that we have for the pod tonight, and again, you guys can send any of your questions at Star Wars TAP on Instagram, Twitter, or in the comments here. Make sure to tap in. This one's from Michael in Milwaukee. Shout out to Michael. He's always been sending in questions. Easy one this week. What is your favorite Star Wars memory?
Oh man, favorite Star Wars memory?
Mm-hmm.
That's there's a lot. I mean, to be honest, my favorite Star Wars memory just has to be like watching with you guys, you know, like
Yeah,
going through 1 through 9 together, like for my first like time, you know, it was awesome, you know. You guys are like, yeah, you definitely got to watch it, man. Let's watch it in Discord, you know. It's like, bet. Hopped in Discord, we watched it together, you know, like, oh man, little Anakin, you know, little bastard, beating Sebulba in that race. And then, you know, going all the way to episode 9, you know, just, it was such a good experience for me. Like, you guys definitely made my Star Wars experience, like, a lot more fun. So, thank you guys for that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, brother.
I mean, for me, my favorite memory watching Star Wars is just going to see it with my family, my dad, my brothers. I saw episodes 7, 8, 9 with one of my homies from high school. And that, like, in between episodes 8 and 9, like, we didn't really talk all that much, but like we knew, like, we gotta go see Star Wars together, you know, tradition and shit. So that was dope. Another thing that I really fucked with was how y'all two were dogging on me playing Squiggo for the 3 months I was playing it before you guys. And then y'all hopped on it just randomly and then became hyperdrive babies with me. But
I was a random hater, you know, so.
Facts. And then y'all just kind of grew into Star Wars, you know, so that was cool. But yeah, I mean, MJ, Jute, do you guys have any memories of Star Wars you love?
That Darth Maul reveal is something else, man. With Duel of the Fates,
Yes.
blasting right behind them doors, there's nothing like it.
Facts. I'm hoping we get something like that with Thrawn, with those damn organs. Judah?
One of my favorite memories of Star Wars is Palpatine going unlimited power. I shout that shit any chance I get.
That is true, everybody. He does.
Hello there. I got that shit as my text tone.
100p.
It's good memories.
Facts. And you know what? Starting this podcast has been a good memory. And we appreciate you guys, and we appreciate everyone that has sent in questions. That is going to do it for episode 5 of the Archives podcast. We will see you all next time for episode 6.
Yeah.
And again, make sure to check us out on all platforms: Spotify, Apple, Google, Pandora, iHeartRadio, YouTube. We are everywhere. Amazon Music. Drop a like, drop a download, give us a 5-star review, and don't forget, always tap in, and may the Force be with you. Always.